So there are some things that I would like to stress that might put alt season in context. So there are a few certainties of an alt season that you should be aware of, and the certainties are in between quotation marks because things of course are never certain. But based on previous alt seasons, take this into account. First of all, it's very important to realize that alt season goes away faster than it came. At least you might perceive or feel it that way. When looking at the coins, you might start to trade altcoins that look good TA-wise, but maybe fundamentally seen, they are not the best coins around. And looking at the market cap, these are, let's say, micro low caps for a reason. So take into account that shitcoins are still shitcoins, and the price that they can achieve or reach during an alt season says nothing much about, let's say, the long-term value of such a coin. These are short-term pumps. Also important to realize, and it was shown by the charts, the vast majority of alts will drop like a rock once the pump is over. It's important not to get caught in such a pump. Plenty of people talk about the Eiffel Tower pattern, and if you look at the chart, in this case Dubai coin, if you can place the Eiffel Tower on top of such a pump and it nicely fits, take into account that you should be very aware of not getting caught in the dump and becoming a bag holder. So here you can see that the Eiffel Tower fits nicely on the Bitcoin in US dollar pumps, and in December you can see it fits nicely over the US dollar pump. Take into account, the more it resembles the Eiffel Tower, the more ridiculous the possible pump, and the more ridiculous the drop. And the tip that we would like to give, or that I would like to give, is don't aim to sell the top on these coins. Sell partials on the way up and be happy with any profit you can get from it. Another certainty is that nobody can exactly predict which coins will pump the hardest. In fact, nobody exactly knows which coins will pump. And the real pump, as shown with the example of the Eiffel Tower pattern, the actual real pump only lasts a very short time. So that also means that if you want to sell the top, you only have a very limited window of opportunity to maximize your profits. So take into account, optimizing profits is a more realistic and achievable strategy. Shitcoins predominantly pump in consequent series. As mentioned, they tend to lag, and what you can see is when looking at the volume, people take position in a coin, they wait for the pump, they sell, and they use the profits to put them in another coin that did not pump yet. So that means that you can see people rolling their profits from one coin to the other. So that also shows that they will start pumping one after another. And when pumping in such consequent series, they tend to do it sector-based. In the second quarter of 2017, suddenly you start seeing a hype on masternode coins. And maybe in 2018, we will see an enormous run on privacy coins or on decentralized exchanges. Last thing, anything is possible. And don't assume that the quote-unquote traditional market logic will hold. It might even be that according to crypto logic and your normal strategies might not even make any sense when or if alt season would really start. Some important reminders that I would like to give: that once alt season is there, realize that you will never time the market perfectly. So don't waste energy in trying to time the market. Professional traders, they will be the first to acknowledge that timing the market is close to impossible, so they don't even try to do that. They sell partials on the way up, and then they roll their profits into different coins. Also take into account, or remind yourself, that this is a once-in-a-period opportunity. Your risk-reward ratio is very favorable. So when you're able to buy low and sell as high as possible, and use the profits to reinvest in other coins, the potential to optimize your profits is significant. And this, as you can see from the chart, it doesn't happen very often, but once it's there, it offers a great opportunity to get a lot of gains and profits from it. But they are only gains when you actually materialize them. So having an altcoin, looking at your portfolio, seeing it grow, but not selling it for Bitcoin or fiat ultimately, means that you did not make any profit or you did not profit from alt season. Another reminder that I would like to give is to always stay on your toes. Do not get caught by a sudden reversal of Bitcoin, maybe indicating the end of an alt season, and be ready or on your toes to sell within the hour if necessary. Because when things go right and you're well into profit, there is no reason why you should let the profit, let's say, turn against you. Because markets will reverse. You don't want to be a bag holder. Maybe you have experienced this already in the December pump. It could happen. Don't forget to sell. When the alt season is there, what the experience is for many people is that technical analysis and sentiment, market sentiment, emotions, including of course FOMO, they tend to lead price. And fundamental analysis during an alt season is of lesser importance. As I explained before, fundamentally strong coins maybe tend to pump high as well or hard as well, but they also tend to show a lesser retracement compared to shitcoins. But when it concerns the pump, it doesn't really matter. And market caps inflate during pumps. As explained before, do take them with a grain of salt, place them in the proper perspective. So when suddenly an altcoin increases 80 positions on the CoinMarketCap ranking, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is the proof that it's a really good coin and it will be a new top 10 within the next year. It doesn't say that much per se. It's more important in that sense to look at how far it retraces. And the last reminder that I would like to give is that it's very important to stay very close to and aware of market sentiment. As mentioned in the beginning, the anatomy of a coin in alt season closely resembles, or most of the time resembles, the Wall Street market cycle. And Wall Street market cycle is a nice explanation of the relationship between emotions and price. So you might see that price action is influencing emotion, but actually I also believe that even a stronger influence is the emotions that is currently shown in the market sentiment, that is actually causing price action. And a final remark, even though I've used the word alt season in this video and in all videos related to alt season, I would like to place some nuance there. So even though it's a generally accepted term for crypto, season can be misleading in a sense that a season, in most of our minds, it resembles a period of 3 months. And it doesn't necessarily have to last months. So the more people emphasize and repeat the word alt season, people tend to believe that this can last for a long time. But in fact, it doesn't necessarily have to last for a long time, which was shown by the December pump, which more or less lasted 3 to 4 weeks with some exceptions before and after.